welcome back to a very, very Pfizer episode of the Careful.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
That's kind of cool of us. We did a full 180.
Hey, who's Team Pfizer? Who's Johnson & Johnson? And who's Moderna?
I got Pfizer. I got Pfizer.
I think that was Pfizer.
I got Pfizer.
I got Pfizer
I just remember hearing people being like, "Don't get the Moderna one."
Yeah, because that one's fucking everybody up.
Oh, that's the bad one?
Johnson & Johnson. I heard everybody was like, you got Johnson & Johnson? Everybody was like,
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
maybe that was the one.
We will make things luxury and like ghetto in a heartbeat. Like
We'll put a caste system on
on
anything.
anything.
because I feel like Johnson & Johnson, like theirs was like one of the first ones to come out. Everyone was like, I'm gonna wait after that one.
Yeah.
Stick to baby oil, right?
Yeah. You guys make vaccines? Yeah, right. I'm not trusting it. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Speaking of though, we was just kind of off camera talking about conspiracies. Ooh. Because apparently you like conspiracies.
I do like.
What kind do you like? Aliens? Or do you like the government? Or like corrupt? Like what kind?
I like them all. I do like.
catch 'em all. Conspiracy.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll like fall on like random ones. Like what's one that I've been into lately? Let me think.
Do you think like there's any conspiracies that you're like, that's not fucking true? Let's get those out of the way first.
Flat Earth.
Like, what are the ones that you're like, you guys are wrong as shit, dude?
I
Flat Earth is probably one of them.
Like lizard people.
No, I'm into that.
Me
Into that. I'm into that.
What's the lizard people one?
Yeah, apparently there's like a race of reptilian aliens that can take human form here.
They're shape-shifting bitches.
Yeah.
Trying to pretend like he's
And
not
apparently a lot of them are in politics.
Like they run the government?
Yeah.
If you go on BJ Penn's page, he'll show you.
They've infiltrated.
Yeah, they'll zoom in on the eyes.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
the eyes behind the mask?
Yeah, they'll like zoom into people like for those like congressional meetings and stuff, and they're just like, I'm pretty sure they're just tired, but they're like, and they're like, look, they're shaped.
Because they've listened to like a 30-hour filibuster.
Yeah, facts. You can't do shit without somebody calling you like a fucking alien of Illuminati.
I mean, sometimes our thumbnails look like lizard people.
Dude, there's also what is it called? That lady on the plane, they say that she saw one.
Oh, that motherfucker ain't real.
Yeah. It's not real.
Okay, with that lady, I remember people saying that when she got off the plane and she made her own video, they were like, they changed her body, it's not really her. It's like, where did you guys come up with?
They're hanging on to it hard, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So here's one that Hannah's on big time right now that I don't have the time to catch up on, but everyone's talking about it right now. So, you know how Candace Owens went independent, and then now she's doing her own journalism. And one of them is like, it sounds like some cuckoo shit, but basically, she found out that there's been hella journalists in France accusing the current first lady as a transgender person.
Whoa.
Oh, like saying
Melania?
No, the French president. The French prime minister. So Macron or something. Yeah. So his wife. Yeah. And then so like it sounds outlandish. It sounds fucking crazy, right?
Not that outlandish in these days.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, when back then it was pretty like not okay, right? Like people were not okay with transgender people. But the thing is, the rabbit hole that the gist of it is, they're saying she took the identity of her brother.
That's what she looked like.
Wait, took the identity.
That's what she looked like.
But here's the wildest shit. Okay, so here's the wildest.
Or what's the wrong thing about it?
So well, the wrong thing about it is hiding it in public, right? But the other thing on top of it, because it's not transgenderism that's wrong that she's saying. It's like, why aren't you fessing up to who you really are? The other thing that's actually I consider is the bigger story, but no one says anything, is she met him at school when he was a teenager and she was 40 or something. So it was a grooming situation.
What?
She's older than him?
That's how much older she is than him?
Well, it was like 30 or something like that. Like so clearly older. I think she was an educator, and then Macron was a teenager, and so
24-year age gap.
yeah, 24 years.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. So like I think that's the bigger story because that's factual and it's actually a grooming situation. But they overlook that. But there's just so many crazy things. Like they try to do a cease and desist or like something, right? And then she was like, "Go ahead, fucking sue me, see what happens." because then they have to actually show the proof. And she's not the person that found this. Other French journalists way back, they done it. They were silenced. They were kind of like smeared and shit. And then so like for her, she was like, okay, well, this is easily like can go under, you know, if you just show proof. But there's no photos of her in her youth. 0 photos.
Yeah, but she was born when cameras weren't invented.
Oh my! You had to scan those photos.
That's a good alibi. That's a good one. That's
a good one.
True.
That's my alibi. Cameras weren't invented.
Here's the thing.
Sorry.
In their family, there's 1 girl, 1 guy, right? And then what they're saying is that was actually the guy who took the identity of the sister.
Oh.
And then they're saying that the sister actually passed away.
Wow.
Because the reason is there's no evidence of this brother. So they're like, when you have these family events, where's this brother? And it's because the brother is actually her.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm getting this because Hannah's like,
But they don't know the
like, I want to watch it. Yeah.
They don't know the motivation of why they would need to make the switcheroos and all that.
Well, I think at the time it was a huge taboo. Like, you can't be transgender and in politics.
Oh,
you know,
okay,
like they're
I see
old.
what you mean.
Like,
I see what you
yeah,
mean.
like it's
So that covers that it's a woman
Yeah.
because it's like I'm the sister,
yeah.
but then you're really the brother.
right.
Okay, I see.
Right. Because like think about like it's like how I think it's Buttigieg. He's like the first open gay kind of like or someone running for president, right? But like look how long it's been.
Wouldn't that score points in France to come out with this though? To be like, I've hid long enough. I'm ready.
Maybe
Because France is pretty progressive, yeah.
I would believe so. Because look at when they held the Olympics there, they had the whole like drag show and stuff.
They seem like they'd be cool with it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I find it weird that they were trying to do like they were trying to lawyer up, get this stuff done, and then they never pursued it. There was another journalist that they tried to do like they lawyered up and tried to threaten, and then when it came down to actually like going through with it, they didn't do it.
Man, that's gotta hurt pretty hard for like to know that people are trying that hard to prove that you're really a man or woman. Like if you're just a regular person, you're like, damn. Ouch.
Same thing's happening with Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that.
The Michelle Obama one, I'm like, they don't really have much ground in this stand.
No, they were just being rude.
Don't they have?
Is that the new shit
They
now?
have pictures of her from childhood all the
Yeah,
way
they have her
up.
childhood photos.
Yeah.
But it's still so funny when something like that can pick up so much steam.
Yeah, that must feel like, ugh.
And just because one guy was like, I have a little bit of proof. And then everyone's like, see, I see it. Yeah. She's a man.
It's really, I feel like we're calling like conventionally unattractive people a man is like not right. That's not right. That happened to old girl who was the boxer, the Olympian.
That was a little different.
Imani, whatever.
Yeah, that one's different. I thought she was. That was a woman.
I think they found out
found
that
out
she
she was
actually has
actually a dude.
testes.
Yeah,
testes,
they found out
XY
it went this way, and then like a month later, it went back.
Yeah,
this way.
no, it's she wasn't a man, but she's actually intersex, like not transgender. You know, like born.
Yeah.
So more
We used to call it back in the day.
hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodites, yeah.
But now it's called intersex. I
Intersex.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, but the wife of
Damn.
Macron,
catch up.
she looks like a lady though.
Yeah,
Macron, yeah,
right?
Macron.
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 Is this the French lady?
Yeah, she looked like a lady,
Let me see.
like a real lady. She was born in '74.
She does look like a lady, yeah.
She was not born in no goddamn 74.
That's what it said.
The fuck?
74.
That's
She
what it says,
is
dude.
74. That's not serious.
Oh, she's dead, bro.
No.
What are you reading?
Where
right
are
now?
you getting your news?
This isn't the lady.
Huh?
No, it's the one
Bridget
that-
Macron.
Born. What do you mean? She's dead.
No, look.
Yeah.
It's just she's 71.
Was that the same lady?
Her age is 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't born in. Yeah. What are you talking
What the hell's this lady then?
You're just clicking random
That sounds like
people.
Jesse Raphael.
Shut up, dude.
The
Oh wait,
conspiracy-
that is 71. If 74. 1974? No.
No.
Wait.
50.
No, that's 50.
They gave me a date on someone else. She's
74 is
born
10 years older
51.
than us.
She's born 51.
51.
They gave me I was reading the wrong one.
That's 74 years old.
That does. I mean, she does look like a lady, but so does my eighth grade teacher, who's now a lady.
Here, this is an image of a very.
She doesn't look like fucking Captain Kirk with a wig on.
Captain Kirk.
She looks like she has a wig on.
Captain Kirk.
They're saying she was born a man.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Is that the different? Oh shit.
Who's that? Freaking.
But of course they're gonna look alike if they're related
that from
family
Leave It to
members,
Beaver?
right?
I think she just wears a wig, and that makes her look like she's in drag, but it's just a wig.
But like, what does it matter? Is she a worse first lady?
Yeah.
She was born a man.
They just want the truth.
fuck?
Call her first man.
I don't understand what the point is.
I don't really know, but
That's the
because I haven't watched it.
Can we get back to the lizard people?
Because if it was the brother that killed the sister and then now he assumed, then I'm like, oh shit, I get what the point.
Maybe that's that's season 2.
She's 39. She met Macron when he was 15.
That's the bigger story for me. Whether it's a boy or a woman, it's a grooming story.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
She was a teacher, and he was a student.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody's overlooked. Like people are just okay. Maybe because it's France. You know what I mean?
See
Like
talent, dude. She knew this.
You can see talent.
This dude was
39
gonna
and
be
15
something.
is pretty crazy.
That's insane. I work with kids and like I can't.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
So this was what, 30 years ago that he was 15, right? Because she's like 71, 74, whatever the fuck, right? So like just over 30 years ago. So that means we're talking about in the 1990s. What do you remember to be the general societal standpoint at that?
What was the Filipino dude that hooked up with the teacher? Mary Kay Letourneau? Was that what it was?
Was that in the 90s?
That was in the 90s. That was like early 90s.
Filipino? I thought he was like Samoan.
you guys.
Oh, he might have been.
I
I'm
thought
trying to pass it off to another island. No.
I thought if you were like a 15-year-old boy and your teacher was a 21-year-old hot chick, it's like
You're like, that's cool.
yeah, maybe.
Well, societally, yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like it's different with genders too, right?
Yeah.
If you're the younger boy and it's like the older woman, it's like, well, you scored, buddy.
can't do that
But
the
the other
other
way
way.
around, it's like, well, you groomed and took advantage of her, right?
Yeah.
I think age of consent is like 16 in France.
So do you
So it
think
could be like 15, 16.
maybe
They get down different.
Also, he's a younger man or boy, so to speak.
Don't they drink wine at like 18 and shit?
way more forgiving?
Could be.
I think they're legally allowed to drink at 18, but I think they're societally
Like they drink.
they
Except,
can drink
yeah.
at like 16 or whatever.
Maybe there's more
To me,
advanced.
it's not like a juicy conspiracy, but it's a very popular one right now. It's a really popular one. And yeah.
Damn, you can say anyone's trans and people will believe it.
Yeah, dude, for real.
If you just have a little bit of evidence that like is kind of not good proof, everyone's gonna be like, "Yep, I see
It's
it.
so good now.
I seen that she had a dick in her pants." You know, people do that all the
I
time.
know. People
It's
throw
like the
accusations.
Leo meme, right though?
Oh yeah.
I know that.
Damn. I wish the internet would call me a man.
Me too.
Just give them some time.
Would you like that?
We can start the
Yeah.
rumor.
I like computers.
Get in there, y'all. Get in there.
Yeah, get in there.
Start saying it in the comments.
I think okay, so I did think about a couple conspiracies. I do like this one, like the mud flood conspiracy.
what?
Have you heard that?
Mud flood.
Yeah, the mud flood.
Oh yeah, like where at one point like everything was covered.
Yeah. I guess it might have coincided with like, biblically when like the flood overtook the world, and that our societies are actually on top of the previous society. Yeah, and they were actually a lot more technologically advanced than we give them credit, because that's what they just found with the pyramids. With the pyramids, yeah.
Coils and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
they just found out that the pyramid that we see is the top of the structure. There's a lot
Giant
more.
springs.
Yeah, under.
Pyramids are meant to go like
Spire, yeah.
Yeah, and so.
What if it's an obelisk,
Oh, like just this and then
but it's
this?
a big tower? Yeah.
Oh.
So like in Washington
Recognize this
D.C.
word.
In Washington D.C.
Like
we
the
have
Washington Monument thing?
We have a tower.
Yeah.
And at the top it looks like there's a pyramid on
Like
the
a
tower.
point?
Yes.
The pointy thing.
stone
Yes.
pillar, typically having a square or rectangular cross section and a pyramidal top set up as a monument or landmark.
Yeah. So what if it's way bigger and it's like a tower?
Yeah, that's what they did. They through sonar, I think, is how they found out that it's exactly.
That's crazy.
That's
LiDAR or some shit.
Yeah. And apparently, like, you remember back in the day when people would try to go in the pyramids and they'd always show up dead? Like,
They would show up dead?
yeah, like people would die or like get crazy illnesses or something because there's like, it was like, I don't know if it was just a lot of dust or germs or spirit. Depends on
Black mold.
Nuclear energy.
I follow this guy on TikTok he works in construction, and he explains how a lot of the structures on the East Coast, they are repurposed. Like there's more of the buildings below the concrete, and they basically like build over and stoned over the original structures. So if you see now a lot of like the windows and doors, it's like in the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that's because there's actually more structure below. They just had to build on top of whatever old was there, which I was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. And they've like taken out the date stone of a lot of those structures, so you don't actually know when the structure was built. Wow. Yeah.
Did you ever see that thing they discovered that looks like a cog? It looks like a machine, and they found out that it was like mega old before like any civilization.
Yeah, the first computer.
Yeah.
And it was a navigation device.
Yeah, it looks like it's something to look at the stars or something, but it has like a gear. It has like gears on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it predates like so much modern machinery, like way back.
Yeah.
And it could be like part of your thing where it's like, oh, the civilization that was left behind was ahead.
I think so. I feel like our civilization that we're in right now, I feel like we're like prehistoric.
We're remedial.
Yeah, we are.
Kind of.
Absolutely. I think that's why the aliens don't fuck with us.
A popular notion at present is the existence of a great empire covering the bulk of Asia and Russia until only about 100 years ago that was destroyed and covered up to enable the rise of present nations. This was accomplished by worldwide deluges of mud, modern energy weapons, and the erasure of an advanced architectural and technological civilization that was far beyond its time.
Wow.
The mud flood hypothesis is centered around the ancient empire of Tartaria, or Tartary, as it existed 200 years ago, a continent-wide showcase of advanced architecture, transportation, free energy, and wireless technology. Tartary is generally described as occupying a large portion of Asia and Russia, bounded by the Caspian Sea and the Ural Mountains, the Pacific Ocean and Bulgaria, and the southern borders. Blah, 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 blah. At one point, it took up the vast bulk of the Russian continent. So this is like recent shit.
Yeah, it's pretty recent. And like now you can see I think in a lot of those places, Russia, but also, you know, some in the East Coast and Europe, they don't use it anymore, but there's copper in the buildings, right? So at the top of the structure, or like ingrained in the stone, and that was used for communication, wireless communication.
See, that's just scarier
and to power,
to me because then that leads me to think, like, let's say we accepted this as like a truth. That's on some like Truman Show type shit where it's like it was just the generation before us where the history was changed in such a way that we were taught a new like modern like existence, like, and we were lied to that like there was a Declaration of Independence and a Civil War and all that stuff, but really it's like, no, there was an ancient empire that was erased, and then we all got born and they taught us that we had a different history. So that fucks me up even more.
Yeah, absolutely. That begs the question, who benefits off of this? Of us not knowing the truth. That's a fact.
Have you guys seen that? This came out a couple days ago, but they were in the ocean, I think by Mexico. It's like 4 million, how many kilometers below sea level?
4 million kilometers?
Yeah. And they found this thing called dark oxygen. Have you seen this shit?
No, what is that?
So they're finding out that like, oh shit, we can mine way more natural resources at the very, very depth in this one particular spot like below Mexico. And they found that this thing called dark oxygen. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is dark oxygen?
So I was looking it up.
You said 4,000 kilometers, but it's 4,000 meters.
Meters? Oh shit. My bad.
You said 4 million meters. That's,
So through the earth.
yeah, that's like to the sun almost.
4.5 million kilometer square area called the CCZ.
Oh, square area, dude.
My bad. So this is an area. I guess it's lower. My bad. Wasn't reading it quick. I was reading it too quick.
Oxygen.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
What's dark oxygen?
So they have a bunch of let me.
Is it like dark matter, but just like the oxygen version?
Unusual form of oxygen referred to as dark oxygen, mysterious form of oxygen, It's just an unusual form. It could have significant implications for energy generation. The term dark oxygen refers to a type of oxygen that behaves differently from the oxygen we are familiar with in our everyday lives.
It's really mean, yeah.
Nuts.
Oxygen reacts in unexpected ways. A recent study has taken the scientific community by surprise. Blah blah blah. There had to be oxygen. Our understanding has been that Earth's oxygen supply began with photosynthetic organisms, but we now know that there's oxygen produced in the deep sea where there is no light. I think we therefore need to revisit questions like where could aerobic life have begun?
Arabic.
The dark oxygen. 4 million meters below sea level.
Bro, that's where I'm from. Right there.
Shalom.